Good day, ma'am. In this video I am going to discuss the lessons that we've tackled previously by our instructor, the Introduction to Industrial Security Concepts. Security is defined as the state or quality of being secured, freedom from fear or danger, assurance, or certainty. To secure is to make safe or be protected.
So security gives individual a sense of being secured or a freedom or free from danger or assurance or a certainty. So as therefore as a security guard, they are to keep the individual from dangers or hazard.
The role of the Philippine National Police or the PNP and other government law enforcement agencies. The PNP takes responsibilities in the supervision, control and training, and operations of security agencies and in the issuance of license to operate and the license to practice the security profession.
So ang role sa PNP or the Philippine National Police is sila ang mag-supervise sa mga trainees o mga operations of mga security agencies to validate uh, or pag-issue sa ilang mga license to operate or license to practice the security profession. And also it is a partner of law enforcement agencies.
The Republic Act of 5487, considering the significance of providing security to industries, the Philippine legislative body enacted this act governing the organization and management of private security agency, company guard forces and government security forces.
So ang Republic Act 5487 is enacted to tagaan niya o importance ang pag-provide sa security sa mga industries o kani po na akin na act is naapod riya ang mga pag-manage sa mga security agencies kung unsang dapat nilang i-follow o mga rules or regulations nila, mga unsaon nila pag deploy, unsa mga dapat buhaton para bago mag-deploy mga security guards o mga qualifications sa mga ilahang mga officer o sa mga security guards o sa ilahang mga pag-arrange sa mga pag-organize sa ilang rankings. Industry. The term denotes earnest or constant application to work or business, or as a special branch of productive work or the capital or workers employed in it. So industry is mao ni siya na ay mga worker, mga business nga na worker na that employed. Next is industrial. The word industrial may also mean of industry or relating to use in or created by industry or involving workers in industry. So industrial mo ni siya ang mga related o mga relating sa industry na or gamiton sa industry or mga involved like mga workers mga siya nga tawag mga industrial. Next is management, defined as the planning, deciding, or exercising of control and supervision on some functions of the organization. So, the term means skillful use of means to accomplish a purpose. So, management, sila ang plan or naga-decide sa organization para ma-accomplish nila ang ilahang main goal or to success ilahang mga purpose na ilang gustong i-achieve sa ilahang organization or i-maintain or to maintain. Industrial security. The security measures applied to business, industries, or the business of providing security and protection to private individuals, business enterprises, or government and non-government industries. So, ang industrial security, mao ni siya ang provide og security measures dito sa mga industry or mga business para maprotektahan ang mga workers or mga individual na with naa sa area. Industrial security management. With the preceding discussions, industrial security management could be defined as the skillful handling of the security and safety measures of business enterprises and industrial establishments. So, ang industrial security management, sila ang naga-manage or naga-handle sa mga security o mga safety measures sa business enterprises. Like katong sila mag decide, mag-supervise or mag-manage like mga planning ana.
Types of security. In the field of industrial security, various types of security are applied depending on the installation and the security needs of the installation. The types of security are the following. Physical security. It is the broadest branch of security which is concerned with the physical measures adopted to prevent unauthorized access to equipment, facilities, materials and documents, and to safeguard them against espionage, sabotage, damage and theft.
So, physical security is it is a concern sa physical measures or isa po siya sa broadest branch sa security. So, ang physical security is also one of the broadest branch of the security, and it concerns mga physical measures, mga physical measures to prevent mga unauthorized person na maka-access sa installation. Like mga fences, mga doors, mga barriers ana, para maprotektahan niya ang installation, ang establishments from espionage, mga sabotage or mga unsa.
Communication security. It is the protection resulting from the application of various measures that prevent or delay the enemy or unauthorized persons in gaining information.
So, ang communication security is yan protect or secured niya ang communication system which is used by the department or mga business to protect it against intruder or mga unauthorized access.
Hotel security. It refers to the protection of assets, guests, personal effects and other properties in hotels, inns, and other similar establishments.
So, hotel security, sila ang nag-protect sa mga guests, sa mga VIP sa hotel or sa mga employees and sa mga properties sa hotel.
Bank security is a specialized type of physical security protecting the assets, personnel, and operation of a bank, with special emphasis on the precaution and measures to safeguard the cash and assets while the storage is in transit and during transaction.
So, bank security, this type of security, it protects the personnel and assists the operation and especially to protect the money.
Document security. It is the physical security involving the protection of documents and classified papers from loss, access by unauthorized persons, damage, theft and compromise through disclosure.
So, document security, these are the security or individuals that entrusted these classified matters. Therefore, they are the one who keep this information or classified papers to prevent the unauthorized persons to access or compromise the information.
Personal security. This involves the protection of personnel, especially ranking officials, from any harm, kidnap, and other acts.
So, personal security, they secured or they protects the ranking officials or the very important people or VIP, and against for the kidnap and other uh, acts.
Crisis security. This is a part of VIP security involved in hostage and kidnapping of VIPs.
So crisis security mao siya ang kumbaga situational security na mag-protect sa mga VIP, uh, even during the hostage or kidnapping.
Module 2, Lesson 2.1.
Physical security is the broadest branch of security, which is actually a system of barriers placed between potential intruders and the matters to be protected.
So physical security, as earlier I discussed, that it is concerned with the physical measures adopted to prevent unauthorized access to equipment or facilities or information or the properties or the materials.
And now we have the 5 principles of physical security. First is enemy agents must access. Acquisition of information is the ultimate results, and the means and form in which the information is obtained.
So enemy agent must access, so ang agent sa enemy is the ultimate goal is to obtain the information sa other company or sa competitor nila.
There is no impenetrable barrier. For the unfriendly government or organization, they are willing to devote enough time, money, personnel, material, and imagination in passing barriers.
So there is no impenetrable barrier. Walay or walay barrier na dili pwede malusutan if ang enemy agents or ang enemy is willing mag devote og time o money para lang sa maka-access og information sa competitor nila.
Defense in depth means barrier after barrier. In order that barrier could prevent unauthorized access and served its purpose very well, there should be an integration of all barriers adopted in the installation.
So dapat if in order to prevent unauthorized access, dapat na alalay ang isa ka barrier or dapat ang all barriers as or security system nila is na integration sa tanan barriers na i-adapt or something
Surreptitious versus non-surreptitious entry. The possibility of surreptitious entry is the greatest hazard from the standpoint of counterintelligence security because it is usually difficult to determine that the information has been compromised.
So surreptitious entry is not observable for as the result that it is difficult to or it is a greatest hazard of counterintelligence because it is difficult to determine that the information is has been compromised. Aside of non-surreptitious entry is it is observable, therefore they prepare.
Each installation is different.
So since each installation is different, the intruder will have a different problem to overcome before he access the information.
Next is we have barriers. It refers to any physical structure, whether natural or man-made, capable of restricting, deterring, delaying or preventing illegal and unauthorized access to an installation.
So barriers, these are mga physical structure na capable na maka-delay or maka to deter a person to enter the installation or establishment.
There are two general types of physical security barriers. First is natural barriers. These are offered by nature which could obstruct or delay the passageway of potential intruders. These also refer to natural structures to intruders such as high cliff, canyon, desert, or bodies of water.
So natural barriers his physical security features is from the environment or nature, such as mountains, rivers, and other form of bodies of water.
Man-made barriers. These are structural constructions like fences, walls, floors, roofs, grills, bars, road blocks, or other physical means to deter or impede penetration.
So man-made barrier is a type of barrier that created by a human, like fences, walls, doors, or roadblocks that can capable or able to deter or impede unauthorized person or individual.
So next is we have the types of perimeter barriers. First is concept of perimeter barriers. Perimeter barriers is a medium of structure which defines the physical limits of an installation or area to restrict or impede access. It is any physical barrier used to supplement the protection of an inside or outside perimeter.
So perimeter barriers, this type of barriers focuses on perimeter. So it could be walls, fences, or gates. Any, any physical structure that defines as a physical limits of an installations or to restrict or impede access.
Line of physical defense.
So first is first line defense. It it includes all perimeter barriers. So perimeter barriers such as defenses, gates, wall, and the second line defense is includes the building exterior. So these are the doors, roofs, window, and the third line defense is include those internal control measures or the storage system such as vault, safe, etc. So perimeter barriers openings. So in determining the appropriate perimeter barriers is dapat dili baliwalaon sa security manager ang necessity of monitoring sa mga perimeter openings that pwede magamit sa intruder, such as gate and doors. Dapat it should be always guarded or locked as much as possible, and mga windows, mga similar openings dapat naka-grill or naka-installan og grills or bars. Mga utilities openings, mga tunnels dapat na should have mga grills or bars japon, o clear zone is pag ang clear zone is 20 feet, dapat mag-exist siya between sa perimeter barriers to exterior structures, and a clear zone of 50 feet is mag-exist siya between the perimeter barriers and the structures sa protected with the protected areas.
Fences are independent structures designed to control physical and visual access between outside areas.
So fences is also one of the types of perimeter barriers. This is created by human. Ang purpose is to control, control ang visual access between sa outside areas. And na two types of fences, which is the solid fence and the full view fence. Solid fence
is made of opaque material in such a way that visual access through the fence structure is denied. Solid fences are constructed with heavy materials such as bricks, stone and concrete, and usually extended down into the ground to a point view below the frost line.
So solid fence mao ni siya ang katong mga fences na wala kay dili ka makakita or walay makita ang intruder or mga individual, dili nila makita ang unsay naa sa sulod sa area. So ang advantage sa sa solid fence is dili siya ang intruder walay visual access sa area, inside sa area, o dili ang intruder po dili siya maka familiar sa movement sa inside area.
Full view fence is constructed in such a manner that visual access is permitted, such as wire fence, through the fence structure.
So full view fence is opposite siya sa solid fence. Kumbaga it is created in such a manner so ginatagaan niya og chance na ang outside ang mga individual na sa gawas is na convenient or na visual access. So mao po na siya ang disadvantages sa solid fence sa full view fence, na ang intruder is maka-observe sa movement sa inside sa areas or maka-familiar.
Building of walls includes walls, floor, roofs or their combinations serve also as barriers, and they should be of such constructions to provide uniform protection just like wire fencing.
So building of walls like mga walls, floor, or roofs or doors, muna sila ang nag-serve pod as barriers.
Bodies of water, like river, lake, cataract, sea, pond or any bodies of water forming part of the wall, building or fencing should not be considered an adequate perimeter barrier. Additional security measures like wire fence, concrete walling, security patrolling and flood lighting at night may be necessary for the portions of the perimeter.
So bodies of water also a type of perimeter barrier, or also a natural barrier. This like mga rivers or lake that can able to deter or impede the person to enter in the installation. So next is the additional protective measures.
Top guard is an additional overhang of barbed wire placed on vertical perimeter fences facing upward and outward with a 45-degree angle with 3 to 4 strands of barbed wires spaced 6 inches apart. This will increase the protective height and prevent easy access.
So one of the additional protective measures is the top guard. So this top guard is overhang or barbed wire placed vertical or extension siya sa mga chain link fences facing upward with 45-degree angle, o na siya mga 3 to 4 strands, and wire spaces niya is 6 inches apart.
Guard control stations are normally provided at main perimeter entrance to secure areas located out of doors, and manned by guards on a full-time basis. Sentry stations should be near a perimeter for surveillance at the entrance.
So guard control, isa na siya ka station na where sila nag-monitor sa mga CCTV sa mga perimeter barriers nila sa mga perimeter security to ma-monitor nila ang nasa gawas or pasulod silang installation.
Towers, or guard towers, are house-like structures above the perimeter barriers. It gives a psychological effect to violators.
So guard towers, muna siya ang murag forma og house na taas din anay nay nagbantay para dali ra niya makita if naay mo atake sila ha, or dali ra niya ma-monitor ang under ang dali ra niya ma-monitor ang mga tao kay naa siya sa taas.
Signs and notices or control signs should be erected where necessary in the management of unauthorized ingress and preclude accidental entry. It includes entry, ID, prohibited and exclusive areas signs.
So signs and notices, or mo siya ang mga control signs. So for example, sa tong school dahil nakabutang nga wear your ID, or sa mga ah, sa mga trabahoan, para maiwasan ang mga accidental entry sa mga unauthorized individual na maka-enter sa establishment or sa eskwelahan o ana. So next is we have the perimeter guards. First is fixed post.
Fixed post. Security guards are assigned in a particular place of the compound to guard and watch the area surrounding.
So fixed post, from the word fix, kumbaga ang mga kani sila na guard is fix na assign dira na sila permanente sa ka-area kung asa sila na assign or asa ilang post.
Patrol roving. In this system, the security guard is required to walk and go around regularly around the company premises.
So patrol roving, opposite siya sa fixed post. Ang patrol roving is mag survey siya sa company nila, sa area silang company, mag check sa mga area if naabay problem or mga kahinay-nala na
Personal inspection. Security supervisors conduct on the spot and random inspection of posted guards.
So personal inspection is na siya on the spot na mag inspect sa mga post guard para if gisunod ba sa post guard ang ilahang mga procedure or ilang rules, or if naabay mga kulang or problema.
Artificial inspection. This is done through Bundy clocks strategically installed around the perimeter, and reporting through handheld two-way radio or similar communication gadget.
So artificial inspection, opposite po siya sa personal inspection na kumbaga face to face ang pag-inspection, while ang artificial inspection is nagagamit siya communication system or gadget para mag-inspect, like mga radio ana.
Module 2, Lesson 2.3, Security Lightings or Protective Lightings. Concepts of security or protective lighting. Protective lighting provides a means of continuing illumination during hours of darkness, a degree of protection that is maintained during daylight hours. This safeguard also has considerable value as a deterrent to thieves and vandals and may make the job of the saboteur more difficult. It is an essential element of an integrated physical security program.
So protective lighting. So the concept of protective lighting is to provide a level of illumination, or it is a degree, or by installing a protective lighting it is a degree of protection where it clearly identify persons or objects to para makitaan nila ang mga individual or mga suspicious person during dark 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 hours. Basic requirements sa protective lighting is dapat pag-install of protective lighting is nakadepende sa areas or situation sa areas. Dapat po bago magbutang is dapat gistudihan sa ninyo, studihan sa or obserbahan or planuhan unsa po yung mga laing purpose ani or mga benefits na ilang makuhan, o if dili na kayo siya, if protective if ang lighting is dili na kayo siya sensible, so dapat para mas effective ang purpose is yung mga pwede na po ka mag-provide og additional mga sentry or mag roving dana. And para sa protective lighting is also desirable for those sensitive areas. So desirable siya sa mga critic areas, mga wala kay mga kumbaga isolated areas protective lightings principles or techniques. So dapat security lighting mag-enable siya o guard para ma-observe ug maayo ang mga activities sa surroundings or inside sa lang premises. O pagplano in planning sad the contrast must be provided between the intruder and background. So pag hinay ang lighting is ang visual ang sightlines sa guard is dili niya maklaro ang mga suspicious individual or mga nag spy or mga individual na pwede sila or nag-camouflage. So by lighting boundaries, provide sa mga boundaries ng mga lighting, so pwede mag-approach like guard is isa po siya ka factor na ma-discourage ang criminal or mga intruders na makumit o crime. Next is we have the types of security lightings. First is stationary luminary, or kaning stationary or luminary is a continuous light, and it may either be
glare projection type. The intensity is focused to the intruder while the observer or guard remains in comparative darkness.
so glare projection type mo ni siya ang type of lightings na ang intensity of light is nasa intruder, and while ang guard is nasa sa ngit-ngit yapon, which is pwede ma-observe niyang maayo ang intruder if naa. Then ang guard is kawanan siya, dili siya makita sa intruder kay tungod sa kasilaw sa lights, ani nga type na lights.
Controlled lighting. The width of the light at a top can be controlled and adjusted to suit the security needs. The lighting is focused, sag, on a pile of items rather than on the background.
So ang controlled lighting is pwede na mo siya makontrol unsa ra ka kusog ang ma-provide na or a level of illumination, or unsa ka bagaon, unsa yang width, or pwede pa, or in short ma-adjust yang kani siya na lighting.
Standby lighting. Similar to continuous lighting but turned on manually or by special device or other automatic means, when there is suspicion of entry.
So standby lighting pwede siya ma-manual or by automatic means. Example na ko ng lighting is ang sensor light, which is mag-light lang siya if naay ma-sense ay na siya ma-detect na movements or tao. Pwede po siya manually mo if na-permente lang siya mag-on.
Movable lighting consists of stationary or portable, manually operated searchlights which may be lighted continuously during hours of darkness or only as needed, and usually supplementary to either of the first two types.
So mobile lighting, manual ni siya na lighting na pwede bisag asa madala or that kuan po ni siya sa pwede siya madala or pwede siya pang emergency, kani siya ginapaandar ni siya or generator.
Next is we have the general types of lighting sources. First is incandescent lights, have low initial cost and provide good color rendition. Mercury vapor lamps emit a purplish white color caused by an electric current passing through a tube of conducting and luminous gas. Considered more efficient and is widespread in exterior lighting. Metal halide is similar in physical appearance to mercury vapor, but provides a light source of higher luminous efficiency and better color rendition. Fluorescent lamp, it provides good color rendition. However, it cannot project light over long distances, thus, it is not desirable as flood-type lights. High-pressure sodium vapor is introduced in 1965 for exterior lighting of parking areas, roadways, buildings, and industrial and commercial installation. Golden white to pink color. Low-pressure sodium vapor produces yellow color. Quartz lamps produce very bright light it emits. Module 2, Lesson 2.4 Protective Alarms.
So alarm is a signal or synonymous to warning of imminent danger. So ang alarm is a signal that maghatag siya warning pag naay imminent danger. So pwede siya ma-define as a security device. A security device fitted to property, especially a house or car, or to make a warning sound if a break-in or theft is attempted. So pwede siya ma-define as a security device that fit sa mga property or things, especially sa mga house or car or other or mga special na mga butang na pwede kawaton, maghatag siya warning sound if na mag-attempt i-break ni or kawaton, or it is a sound of security or warning device. Yes, it is the sound na mag-create siya og it is made security made to make a warning sound. Next is a protective alarm. It is an oral or visual signal given by the enunciator to security guard when intruder actuates device in a protected area. So protective alarm kay isa lang siya ka oral or visual na signal given by the enunciator to para sa security guard if ang intruder is iyang na actuates or na activate ang device sa protected area. Next is the basic concept of protective alarm. So ang concept sa protective alarm is isa siya ka another safeguard na i-assist ang mga security complement para design siya para ma-alert ang mga security personnel sa area of establishment. Operation and types of intrusion alarm systems. Alarms work in various types and they emit its signals through a variety of mechanisms. With their methods of operations, alarms could be classified into the following. First is breaking an electrical circuit through a metallic coil. So all possibly entry, pwede siya masudlan sa intruder by using a metallic foil or kana pwede alambre ana. That is why pwede ta mag-apply sa doors o windows o magnetic or spring activated contacts na mo tingog if ang door or window is na mag attempt na mag-open. So next is the interruption of light beam of photocell through a photoelectric or electric eye device. So ang kaning photoelectric or electric eye device is nagaproduce ng invisible light or kanang makita na to sa mga movies na yung mga laser mga inana. So once na ma-interrupt ang yang light or yang laser is ma-activate ang alarm. So number 3, the disadvantages of photocell include the beam can be bypassed by crawling underneath or climbing over it. Its requirement of a rigid base and permanently installed. So ang disadvantages of photocell o include na po sa beam is pwede siya malusutan by mukamang ang intruder or mukatkat over sa mga laser or sa rays sa i-produce sa electric eye device. So makalusot ang intruder. Mao na po yan disadvantages. So next is audio detection device. So it detects a sound and vibration because of its features of super sensitive microphone speaker sensor na gi-install sa floor, walls or ceilings. Next is vibration detection device. It's the vibration sensitive sensor is attached to walls, ceilings or floors of the protected areas. The sensor detects any vibration caused by attempted forced entry. So, vibration detection device is naka-attach ni siya sa walls, ceilings or floors na makadetect siya og vibration na if na mag-attempt or it caused by attempting to entry or have a force created. So for trail activator type of alarm na, for example sa bangko, if ang bangko is girab, then ang teller is ipataas ang kamot sa rubbers, pwede niya tapakan ang kanin alarm by siyang tiil, so to activate ang alarm o para dili po siya mahalata na yan ang ginabuhat kay tago raman ang alarm sa ibaba og safe pod ang tiller. So next is bill traps. So bill traps or currency activation devices are usually placed in the teller's cash drawer and connected to the alarm system using a wire connector. When currency is removed from the devices, the alarm is activated. The advantage of these devices is that the robbers frequently remove the currency and activate the alarm. This is particularly helpful when the employees are immediately forced to leave their station without having an opportunity to activate the alarm safely. So ang bill traps is if ang robbers is kuhaon na niya ang kwarta sa drawer, which is ang katong drawer or kwarta is na naka-connect na wire na if ma-remove to siyang last or a money or ang drawer, makuan ang ma-activate ang alarm. So if nakalakaw na ang teller, kay kaya ang teller is mas safe siya na ni layo siya sa robbers, then ang robbers lang makakommit atong or maka-activate atong alarm. Next is knee or tie button. These are installed inside the test or teller station so they can be activated by knee or tie pressure. They are commonly found in locations where personnel usually perform their duties from a seated position. So this type of alarm, knee or tie button, is naka-install siya sa inside sa desk or teller station. So ma-activate siya by knee or sa tie pressure. So if the teller is girab sila then gipaluhod or padapa, is pwede to niya ma-activate by sa pressure or sa tie pressure. So types of alarm detection system. First is central station system, a type of protective alarm system that where the central station is located outside the installation. It can be located in an agency and the installation is one. So central station system is located din siya outside sa installation. So if naay ma-detect ang katong alarm na gi-install sa or nasa protected area, is ilang ma-detect, tas sila na ang mag-report sa police or unsa na type of alarm ang ikuan. If ang alarm is for fire, so ilang ikuan is mga bombero. If ang alarm is like sa mo detect og vibration, may na mga forcible entry na ma-detect, is mag-report sila og police dito sa central station system. Mo to sila na naka-receive ato, then pasa nila i-report nila, nawag sila sa police or sa bumbero. Next is proprietary system. This functions in the same way as the central system. So proprietary system is same siya sa central station system, but mas daghan og access si central station system aside kang proprietary system, which is owned by list and on list of subscriber, o aside po located siya inside sa facility ang proprietary system. Local alarm system. So ang local alarm system is alarm, audible alarm siya na if naay mag intruder na ma-detect, is naadayoy guard or personnel na mo response atong alarm. Module 2, Lesson 2.5, Fire Alarm Systems. Fire alarms is those devices installed to help detect fires or detect anything that causes fire, such as smoke or unusual rising of temperature. So fire alarms is a device na help us to detect if na fire or smoke within the area. private fire protection system. So every private companies or business establishments are naga-install sila fire alarms or mga automatic fire extinguishers to ma-avert nila ang mga possible occurrence of fire. So first is automatic sprinkling system. So kaning this automatic sprinkling system is naka-integrated na siya sa network of naka-hydraulic design na po siya o nagipang-install na pipe sa mga building or sa structure or sa area. Automatic na siya discharge of water if na ay heat or combustion products. Next is automatic sprinkler. So kaning automatic sprinkler is a type of built-in na siya sprinklers which will activated or works when the temperature of will increase or the room temperature will increase, and automatic na siya mag-operates or to put out the fire. So types of sprinkling system could be classified into either of the following. First is the wet pipe system. Ang wet pipe system is yung pipe is na siya water na with pressure na daan, hot water with pressure and water sprinkler na mag-operate when ang head niya is open and ang water will gawas or flow until mahurot. So next is dry pipe system. The pipes are filled with air under pressure which holds the water at a value located in a room. When sprinkler's head goes into operation, air is released, trapping the dry pipe value and allowing water to flow through the system. Next is fire pumps, are mechanical device of supplying water which can be manual or motor driven. These pumps are ideal when natural supplies of water are readily available like river or lake or stream. So fire pumps is a mechanical device ni siya na manual like pwede nimo siya magamit sa mga if na dool kag access sa water like a river mga inana, pwede nimo siya mura siya motor na manual na magsuyop lang og tubig para i-pump nimo dito sa area na imong gusto na kunan og water. Next is fire hydrant. Is a mechanical device strategically located in its installation or street where fire hose is connected so that water with pressure will be available to extinguish fire. So fire hydrant is mostly makita nato siya sa cities, sa street, if naisunog wala pa fire truck or bombero kay mostly cities traffic, so dali sila maka-access of water through a fire hydrant near located at the area. Next is portable hand extinguisher. So mo ni siya ang mostly makita nato sa mga emergency sa mga buildings na mapwede ra nimo siya mabitbit or buako na nimo tong glass para makuha nimo siya magamit or ablihan nimo to siya. Next is the module 2 lesson 2.6 protective locks in key control and protective cabinets. So the basic concept of protective locks in key control is to prevent entry in the building or engineer speaking isa po sa ka cheapest security that mapalit. So lock, a mechanical, electrical, hydraulic or electronic device to prevent entry into building, room, container or hiding place, and to prevent the removal of items without the consent of the owner. So lock, sabotable siya. K may be defined as instrument for locking and unlocking a metal bar with notch. So ang K is to para it is used to unlock the locking device. So, siya. So next is padlock, a portable and detachable lock having a sliding hasp which passes through a staple ring or the like and is then made fast or secured. So padlock sa photo. Types of lock. Warded locks. The underlying principle is the incorporation of wards or obstruction inside the lock to prohibit the key from operating the bolt unless the key has corresponding notches. So ang warded lock is dili siya basta-basta unlock sa key because naka-incorporate din siya og wards or mga obstructions inside sa aning lock. So unless ang key is nasa yung mga corresponding notches, maigo siya atong mga corresponding notches, aya pa niya ma-unlock ang lock na warded locks. These tumbler locks, these are also known as wafer locks. They have flat metal tumblers with open center. So this tumbler locks is yung shape is pinadisc or disc detainer lock composed of slotted rotating detainer disc. Next is
Lever tumbler locks. Each lever in the lock hinges on a fixed point and is held down against a stop by the pressure of a flat spring. Each lever has a cut in it, and all the gates can be located at different places. When the proper key is inserted and turned, notches of various depths raise all the lever whatever distance is required to line up the entire gate exactly opposite the fence on the bolt. When the key is turned, a portion of the key catches the bolt and slides it back. Because there is no resistance to the post entering the gate, the lock is opened. If the key is not the correct one and if even one gate does not line up to let the post slide into it, the lock cannot be opened.
so kaning lever tumbler locks is nagagamit siya ka set of lever para ma-prevent ang bolt na ma-move sa lock. So kaning lock kaning na type of lock is mostly ginagamit sa cabinet, desk or sa mga kanang sa mga safe deposit boxes and sa mga uban pa. Next is
Pin tumbler lock. The pin tumbler mechanism depends for its security, and a number of round pin or tumblers operating on a cylinder. Each tumbler pin is divided into two parts. The upper, which is flat on bolt, is called the driver. The bottom part, called the pin, is rounded or slightly pointed on the lower end to let the grooves or cuts in the key. A coil spring above each driver constantly forces it downward. When the right key is inserted, the various depths of the cuts in the key compensate for the different lengths in the pins. The dividing point between cache of the two pin segments is brought into line with the top of the plug, allowing it to rotate in the cylinder. When you see plug turns, it carries with its cam, which activates the bolt and other lock mechanism.
so kaning pin tumbler lock is nagagamit siya og pin para ma-unlock ni kaning lock. So dapat same sila ang pin sa key or ang shape ay same sila or na by length. And next is the other types of locks. First is
Combination locks are difficult to defeat, since they cannot be picked because few experts can manipulate the device to discover the combination. Most of these locks have 3 dials, which must be aligned in the proper order before the lock will open. Some locks may have 4 dials for greater security.
so combination lock is nagagamit siya mga symbols or numbers to unlock the device or the locks. So next is code operated locks are combination type locks and that no key is used. Pressing the series of numbered button in the proper sequence will open them. Some of them are equipped to alarm if wrong sequence is pressed. These are high security locking device. So ang code operated locks is a, a combination type na keyless lang siya, di siya gagamit og key para ma-unlock. So it use a numbered button para ma-unlock siya. If mamali ka is pwede siya mo mag-alarm. So next is the electromagnetic locks are devices holding a door by magnetism. These are electrical units consisting of the electromagnetic on metal holding sequence. When the power is secured on the door, they will resist pressure of up to 1,000 pounds. So electromagnetic lock or mag lock is kanina lock is nagakonsist siya og magnetic to lock. Next is card operated locks are electronically or more usually magnetic. Coded card notch embossed or containing an embedded pattern or of copper locks are used to operate such locks. These are frequently fitted with a recording device which registers time of use and the identity of user. So card operated locks, so in order to ma-unlock ang kanina lock is need nimo ang imuhang card or identification card para i-scan dito sa lock o ma-verify na ikaw ay authorized na pwede makasulod sa facility. So next is we have the types of keys. First is a change key is a specific key which operates the lock and has a particular combination of cuts or button which match the tumblers in the lock. Submaster key is a key that could open all the lock within a particular area or grouping in a particular facility. Master key is a special key that is capable of opening a series of locks. Grandmaster key is a type of key that will open everything in a system involving two or more master key groups. So in short, the change key is pipila lang sila, tag-isa lang sila ka room na pwede maka-unlock. Then kani sila change key is under sila sa submaster key na pwede maka-abre ang submaster key o pipila ka room na naabre sa tag-isa lang na change key. So ang submaster key is under po siya sa master key na pwede na niya ma-open ang unsay ma-open ni change key o submaster key, si master key 1 o master key 2. So kung asa siya na-assign ato na butang ta floor or asa na one, then ang maka-open din sa tanan is tanan isang grandmaster key. Now we have the other protective containers. First is safe. It is a metallic container used for the safekeeping of documents or small items in an office or installation. So ang safe is sa siya ka metallic container na used para sa safekeeping sa documents or sa mga butang sa mga small items na nasa office or para dili siya makuha sa kawatan or sa mga rubbers. Next is vault. This is a heavily constructed fire and burglar resistant container, usually a part of the building structure used to keep and protect cash, documents and negotiable instruments. Vaults are bigger than safe but smaller than a security file room. The vault door should be made of steel at least 6 inches in thickness. The vault wall, ceiling, floor reinforced concrete at least 12 inches in thickness. The vault must be resistive to fire up to 6 hours. So, ang vault is heavily constructed na fire resistance up to 6 hours. So, kaning vault is usually sa mga bangko para sa bangko ana nagbutanganan og kwarta, safe dito ang kwarta kay makakuha mo siya sa fire up to makaresist mo siya sa fire up mga over 6 hours. Pero dako-dako pa ang file room ani. Ginaprotektahan ni sa mga cash, documents o mga negotiable instruments. Next is file room. It is a cubicle in a building constructed a little lighter than a vault, but bigger size to accommodate little people to work on the records inside. The file room should at most be 12 feet high, and it must have a watertight door and at least fireproof for 1 hour. So ang file room is isa lang siya ka room sa building na uh, purpose niya is to na ay limited lang ang people o butanganan siya og mga documents or mga files. So dapat ang height po niya is 12 feet and at least fireproof siya of 1 hour. So mas dako ni siya sa kaysa vault ang file room.
Module 3, Lesson 3.1, Security Guard Forces.
Security guard forces, it is a group of force selected men trained or grouped into functional unit for the purpose of protecting operational process from those disruption which would impede efficiency or halt operation at a particular plant, facility, installation, or special activity. So security guard forces is mga sila ang selected man or group na train para to protect ang mga operational process from disruption or mga operation sa plant or facility or mga special activity as provided sa Republic Act 5487. PSA or the Private Security Agency refers to any person, association, partnership, firm, or private corporation who contracts, recruits, trains, furnishes, or posts any security guard to do its functions or solicit individuals, business firms, or so private security agency is mao ni siya ang naga-employed og mga security guards sa mga dito deploy sa mga business or naga-hired sila og naga-train sa security guard para deploy dito sa mga respective business. So next is company security force is a security force maintained and operated by any private company or corporation for its own security requirements only. So ang company security force ilahang security guard is sila sila lang ang nag-hired for sa ilahang for the purpose sa ilahang security requirements. In short, wala nila gikuha ilang mga security guard sa mga agencies kundi sa ilaha yung company kumbaga private. Government security unit is a security unit maintained and operated by any government entity other than military and a police, which is established and maintained for the purpose of securing the office or compound and or extension of such government. So government security unit, so sila ang mga security na under sa government or nagaprotect sa mga extension government entity. Next is the PADPAO or the Philippine Association of Detective and Protective Agency Operators. So this is the national association of all licensed security agencies, and company security forces. This was established as early as 1958 purposely for the self-regulation of all security agency. So, diri sa padpaw is mao na siya diri magi ang mga tanan kumbaga if na badges ang security guard na padpaw is ang ilahang agency is na register or license sa Philippine Association of Detective and Protective Agency, LTO, or license to operate, is a document issued by the CPNP. So license to operate is gina-issue ni siya sa CPNP, or if wala siya is yung duly authorized representative na gina-authorize ang if naamang kaani or ang agency is gina-authorize mo na ma-engage sa occupation, or pwede na mo tawag mga employment as a security guard or detectives. Application of license. New applicants for PSA license shall obtain a minimum of capitalization of 1 million. So before ka mag-apply para sa license of security agency is dapat na kay a minimum capitalization of 1 million o minimum bank deposit na 500,000. So second is where to file. Asa siya i-file? Dito siya i-file sa office of the CPNP through CPNP SOSHA or SAGSD using form SAGSD form 1 to 94 01 to 94 and SAGSD form 0294 or SAGSD means Security Agencies and Guards Supervision Division. Next is third, application form for license to operate. The application shall contain full name of the applicant, his age, civil status, and residence and location of his business. If in case of corporation, association, or partnership, copies of the following shall be appended. So if in case of corporation or association or partnership, dapat na kay certificate of registration with the SEC or the Security and Exchange Commission and bylaws and articles of incorporation. So sunod is endorsement of application. It shall be endorsed by the CSF district offices found in their respective regions and the name of the regional director. So ang endorsement of application is dapat endorsed by sa CSF district offices na makita sa mga respective regions and in the name of the regional director. Ayan, ang sunod na po makuha na yung mga license to operate. It should be a requirement prior to engage the occupation, calling or employment or engage in the business of PSA or PDA. Mga ganiya ang license to operate. Na isa po ka prior requirement para bago ka ma-engage sa occupation. So graduated scale of license to operate. The following graduated scale shall be approved by the CPNP or his duly authorized representative. So pag ma-apply sa license to operate, dapat ma-aprobahan siya sa CPNP or siyang authorized na dapat na siya o marelisan siya og temporary LTO or temporary license to operate na. So A, PSAs with temporary LTO having 200 or more but not exceeding 1,000 shall be issued a regular LTO good for 2 years. So ang mga private security agency na temporary na license to operate na sila naka-employ or naka-hired sila 200 or 200 na guards or more but not exceeding 1,000 guards is ma-issuehan sila og regular LTO, good for 2 years na. Next, B is new PSA shall be issued a temporary LTO, good for 1 year. So mo ni siya tong after na naaprubahan sa CPNP, issuehan sila og mga dapat ma-issuehan sila og temporary LTO, good for 1 year. C. PSAs with temporary LTO having posted 100 guards or more but less than 200 shall upon expiration of such LTO shall be issued an extension period of 6 months. However, upon expiration of the extension period, no extension shall be granted unless the PSA shall be submit as cert. So, sa C is PSA na ay temporary LTO pa na nakaposted lang sila og 100 guards or more pero wala kaabot sa 200 nya na expire na sa upon expiration na for 1 year, dapat mag-issue sila og extension period of 6 months. However, if nag-expire na pod sa ang extension period na wala nila naabot ang quota, dapat submit sila og certification for additional 50 guards posted for 150 guards total. D is PSAs with temporary LTOs upon expiration still fail to comply with the 200 guards requirement shall be granted another 6 months period. However, failure to comply shall serve a basis for the issuance of cease to operate order. So if ang PSA tong within continue sa tong sa C with temporary LTOs is after niya nag-additional sa 50 guards, still upon expiration is still fail yapon siya ma-comply ang 200 guards na requirement, ma-issue na siya for should be ma-issue niya po siya another 6 months of period. Pero however, if failure gapon siya ma-comply ang requirement is ma-issuehan is na siya basis or ma-issuehan na siya or cease to operate order or maundang iyang operation. So E, LTO of PSAs with less than 100 guards after 1 year shall not be renewed. So license to operate of PSA na siya less than wala siya abot og 100 guards itong mga those na license to operate or mga temporary man na or regular na wala kaabot og 100 guards na hired in 1 year, dili na siya pwede ma-renewed. So F, PSAs with cancel revoke LTOs shall cease to operate within 7 days after having been duly notified of such cease to operate order, shall immediately deposit all its firearms with the FEO or the nearest or eventually to. So sa F is ang katong mga PSA na revoke na ang license to operate o dapat stop na ilang operation sa ilang agency, dapat og within 7 days after na kuha na siya na notified sa atong cease to operate is ipang-uli dapat na ang mga or pang-deposit ang tanan firearms sa FEO or mga nearest na CSFD office para i-turn over sa headquarters. If dili nila dili nila mauli is kuan sila liable sila sa under Republic Act 8249. Next is the organization and management. Who may organize and maintain a PSA and private detective agency. So kinsa ang pwede na mag-handle or magtag-iya sa PSA or private detective agency. So pwede matag-iya lang is any Filipino citizen or corporation, association of partnership, and 100% siya own and controlled sa Filipino citizens. So ang mga basic requirement sa operator or manager of agency is muna siya ang basic requirement of sa operator or manager of agency. First, dapat siya Filipino citizen, at least 25 years old, and a college graduate or a commissioned officer in the inactive service, and retired siya from AFP or PNP, and graduated sa taken course in concepts and methods in industrial security and security management, and or must have adequate training or experience in security business. Dapat na po siya training or naka-experience na siya sa mga security business. Good moral character, not having been convicted of any crime involving moral turpitude, and not suffering any of the following disqualifications: dishonorably discharged from AFP, PNP, or separated cause from any government entity or government-owned or controlled operation. So dapat dili po siya dishonorably discharged or awol sa mga government agency or sa yung gitrabahoan sa una, o being mentally incompetent, being physically unfit, o na-addict sa mga prohibited drugs, or habit niya mag-inom, or isa siya dami sa mga foreigner, and next is organizational structure of PSAs and CFS and GSUs. So A, PSAs shall conform with the organizational structure, personnel, equipment, training, and clothing as provided for in Republic Act 5487 as amended, and shall comply with the following. First, 100 guards should be contracted during the first year of operation. So dapat in first year makakomply sila 100 guards, or maka-hire sila og 100 guards. 2, minimum of 200 guards for the succeeding year. So minimum of 200 guards for mahuman success sila sa first year. B, CSFS or company security forces shall be organized and conform substantially to the organizational structure prescribed for the private security agencies. C, GSUs or government security unit shall be organized to conform with the organizational structure of the said government firm, but not contrary to the organizational structure as prescribed for GSU. Establishment of main branch offices. All agencies shall maintain a main office in their registered addresses. So tanan private agencies or tanan agencies mag-maintain sila og mag-maintain sila og isa ka office, or tinatawag nilang main office sa ilang gikuan na registered address. B, branch offices, at least initial 10 guards during the first year of operation. So dapat sila mga branch offices na sila at least 10 guards during silang first year of operation. C, until 30 minimum guards in the third year of operation. So at pagka third year operation na nila is dapat na sila minimum na 30 guards. D, that branch offices shall be registered with the CSFC district and regional PADPA. So dapat ang ilang mga branch offices is registered sa CSFC district or sa regional PADPA.
Module 3. Lesson 3.2. Security Personnel Qualifications, Firearms and Equipment.
Definition of terminologies: person, This includes not only natural but also a juridical person. So kada siya na person is dili siya ingon nga ang normal lang na person, pero isa siya ka juridical person na siya yung mga duties and responsibilities. Number 2, security guard, also known as private security guard or watchman, shall include any person who offers or renders a personal service to watch. So kaning security guard is or also known as private security guard, natawag po siya watchman na og naga-offer og mga personal services na siya ang magbantay o mag-secure sa area or sa business establishment or both buildings, compounds or areas. Private detective refers to any person who does detective for hire, work for hire, reward or commission other than members of the. So ang ma-hire lang sa private detective is kani sila na person na members sa AFP, BGMP or mga provincial guards or PNP or other law enforcement agency of the government. License to exercise profession or license certificate. A document issued by the PNP or his duly representative recognizing a person to be qualified to perform his duties as security guard or detective. So mo na siya ang katong maghatag og license to exercise the profession. Maghatag ani na document is or mag-issued is ang CPNP or young representative na to recognize person na qualified siya sa para mag-perform sa duties as a security guard or detective. Qualifications of security guards and security officers. Basic requisites for security guards: no person shall be licensed as security guard unless he possesses the following qualification. So walay laing person na matagaan og license as security guard unless na siya pasok siya sa basic qualification. So first is dapat isa siya ka Filipino citizen and high school graduate, physically and mentally fit, at least 18 years old, but dili na siya more than 50 years old, and undergone na siya sa pre-license training course and wala siya nag-possess of any of this qualification. Number 2, desirable qualities of security guards. So first, alertness. So a good guard must be alert in spotting violators. This can be attained by being watchful, dedicated, intelligence. So one of the desirable qualities of security guards is alertness. Being kani siyang alertness, if alert ang security guard, dali ra niya iyang mabantayan og maayo ang ma-secure niya ang sa area, o if na may violators, dali ra kanya sita. B. Judgment. Sound and good judgment is more than the use of common sense. It is arriving at wise and timely decision. So judgment, so dali ra ka siya maka-decide or decide of good decision na para sa kabubuti sa for the good sa area. So confidence, it is the state of being sure, a state of the mind free from doubt or misgiving. So dapat confident kay siya sa iyang every decisions, or sure siya o walay halong pagduwa-duwa. Physical fitness. Security work is strenuous and demanding. Physical conditioning is essential if there is to be a dependable guard. So dapat physical fitness, dapat physical fit siya para kaya niya agampanan ang mga pang mga if na may mga magamit man yung lawas sa mga physical na kunon is kaya niya. Tactfulness, ability to regard or to deal with others successfully without offending. In short, he can firm but pleasant. Tactfulness ay kabalo siya mo saywar or kabalo siya pasikot-sikot og istorya o dili bastos kay ang kuhan maka-offend walay na may tabo. Self-control, ability to take hold of oneself regardless of provoking situation. With self-control, the guard will do his work without being angry. The situation will be on hand. So self-control, kabalo siya mo control mo hold sa iyang sarili when it comes sa mga kuan sa mga critical situation or buhaton niya mga young work without dili siya masukuan na
Module 3. Lesson 3.3. Uniform, Equipment, and Paraphernalia.
So uniform para sa male is dapat it consists a headgear, service shirt, service trousers or service belt, and footwear. The uniform shall be made of fast navy blue thick fabric for the trouser for daily security. Officers wear enforced service shirts of field or perimeter guards, while a choice of light blue and or white service shirts for internal guards for PSA. B. Light gray for company security force. So light gray para sa company security force and white for government security unit. So white sa government security unit. Further, the following should be observed as part of the uniform of security personnel. So first is headgear for daily wear. Pershing cap, which is fast navy blue with gold strap. So Pershing cap na navy blue ang color o with gold strap. Ug na siya black visor, octagonal na nylon net, and prescribed SAG SD metal cap device para sa ceremonial purposes. Use it with a black strap. Service bush jacket, it should be worn only by the directorial and staff officer of agencies. So service bush jacket, ang makasuot ng ani is ang directorial and staff officers sa agencies. Next is service shirt for security officers. So C, service shirt for security officers. So number 1, service uniform. Mga service uniform. A, sa private security guard dapat is fast navy blue. Ang sa company security force is light gray. Sa government security is white. So private security guard fast navy blue ang color sa uniform. Sa company security force is light gray. Sa government security unit is white. Number 2, field uniform. So ang service uniform lahi siya sa field uniform. So field uniform is optional for cold weather areas only. So sa PSA is long sleeves and detachable hoods. Long sleeves o detachable hoods. Sa company security forces is same na siya sa PSA pero naglahi lang sa color. Ang color sa CSF is white. And sa GSU government security unit same lang sa PSA pero lahi siya po color. Except the color is white. Pareho ang CSF o GSU white side sa PSA. So gala uniform. So ang gala uniform is for ceremonial purpose only. And at the expense of the establishment conducting the ceremonies. Na siya Pershing cap, Dapat ang blouse is naka-tailored as an open coat, long sleeves. It should have shoulder straps. Guard officer should wear shoulder boards with authorized rank design. 3 buttons with 4 big brass buttons to close dress and 4 small buttons for the pockets. Shirt, white long sleeves. So white long sleeves. Fifth is necktie. Dapat conform siya sa color of the blouses. Mga 5 centimeters wide. And 6 is trousers. Same sila design and material as service trouser. Service trouser, fast navy blue, straight cut, slanted pockets and 2 back pockets without flaps. Service belt, leathering measuring 4.5 centimeters in width. Footwear, service shoes, black leather shoes with rubber heels and sole. Rubber rain boots optional as the nature of the post requires. So, special set of uniform. It should be prescribed for security personnel posted at department store noted as tourist heavy areas, banks, and other foreign clientele. So, uniform for male. The special set of uniform shall consist of Pershing cap, bull cap, service bush, jacket, service shirt, service trousers, service belt, necktie, lanyard, and footwear. So, Pershing cap, fast navy blue with gold strap, black visor, octagonal nylon net.
Module 3. Lesson 3.4. Ranks, Positions, Staffing Patterns and Job Description. Ranks and Positions. The organization of private security agencies, company guard forces, and government security units are patterned from the organizational structures of the PNP and the AFP. Hence, security officers and personnel too are distinguished by means of ranks and position.
So, ang ranks of positions sa private security agencies o sa company security forces or sa government security unit is pattern from sa organizational structure sa PNP and og sa AFP. So, kaning ranks and position is gi-describe sa Republic 5487 rule number 9 section 1 rank and position. So, security management staff. So, sa security management staff is na ang security director or SD. Automatic siya ang agency manager or chief security officer. And ang under siya is yung assistant agency which is the security executive director or SED is assistant agency manager and assistant chief security officer. Security staff director or SSD is a staff director sa operation on staff director for administration. So duha ang klase ang security staff director for operation and staff director for administration. Second is line leadership. First is security supervisor 3 mo ni siyang detachment commanders. So ang under po niya security supervisor 2 which is the chief inspector. So ang under po ni chief inspector is security supervisor 1 inspector. So sa security guard na ranking is na security guard 1, 2, and 3. So ang 1 is watchman or si guard. Sa security guard 2 mo na siya ang chief in charge. Sa 3 is ang katong post in charge. So staffing and job description. Security management staff. First is agency manager or chief security officer. Siya ang responsible sa entire operation o administration or management sa security agency o responsible sa mga owner, agency operator o board of directors. Assistant agency manager. So siya ang nag-assist sa agency manager if wala ang o mag-take sa operational and administrative management if wala si agency manager. So security staff director for operation, so the staff's assistant for the efficient operation of the agency. So wala siya ang staff director para sa operation, o naga-include siya ng mga canvassing of clientele o mga implementation contract o agreement sa business ana, o responsible po siya sa conduct of investigation and conduct of training. So aside sa operation na po tayo administration, security director for administration. So siya ang assistant para for the effective and efficient administration and management sa agency. Also responsible sa mga professionalization sa personnel, mga recruitment, mga confirming sa awards, mobility o mga issuance sa firearms. Line leadership staff, so the detachment commander, the field or area commander of the agency. So siya ang detachment commander, siya ang dito siya sa field or area commander sa agency, o ang detachment is naga-consist po siya og several posts. The chief inspector should be responsible for inspecting the entire area covered by the detachment. So siya responsible for inspecting sa ang entire area na covered sa detachment. The security inspector is responsible for the area assigned by the chief inspector of the detachment commander. Si security inspector is siya ang responsible sa kung asa siya ang responsible sa area na kung asa na assign si chief inspector. 3. Security guard. A security guard or the post in charge responsible for the entire detailed security officer personnel within a certain establishment. So the post in charge is responsible siya sa mga detailed security officer, mga personnel sa ilahang establishment. The security guard 2 or the chief in charge is responsible for the security officers who are scheduled in a certain shift for a particular period. So si chief in charge is siya ang responsible sa mga security officers na sa ilang mga scheduled or mga shift nila sa particular period. Security guard 1 or the security guard or watchman or guard, mo na siya i-post or actually posted as watchman or guard. So next is specific duties and responsibilities. 1. Office of the General Manager or Security Director. So it is vested the authority and responsibility of running the security force by authority of the President of Company Corporation. So siya ang authority or giasahan or responsibility na magpadagan sa security force with authority of the president sa company. He is directly responsible to the president of the company corporation in the operations and administration of the security force. So si security director or general manager is siya ang responsible sa president sa company o mga operation o administration sa security force. C. He is the principal advisor to the president on matters involving security operations, administration of the security force. He is the overall head of both various staff departments and field units where he may delegate corresponding authority commensurate to their assigned responsibility. So siya ang overall head sa both various staff departments o mga field units or mga mapa operation or administration. E. He implements policies promulgated by policy making body and executed by the president. So siya ang nag-implement sa mga policies na executed sa President. Number 2, Office of the Executive Secretary of the General Manager. He is the principal. So, ang Office sa Executive Secretary sa General Manager, siya ang Principal Administrative Assistant sa General Manager o sa Security Director. Siya naga-prepare sa mga communication na initiated by General Manager or Security Director o naga-maintain sa records, schedules sa mga conferences or appointments and other engagements advices sa General Manager or Security Director anang activities. Og siya po records og naga-check sa mga outgoing communication na gisign sa Security Director, and to ensure na ang time sa dispatch is naka-address through administrative section to perform other duties as directed. So siya po na ang naga-perform sa duties as directed by sa mga other duties as directed by the General Manager or Security Director. Next is Office of the Assistant General Manager or Security Executive Director. He takes the operational and administrative management of the security force in the absence of Security Director. So siya ang nag-handle sa operational o administrative management sa security force if ang Security Director is wala. He is directly responsible sa Security Director o siya nag-perform sa other duties as directed sa Security Director o General Manager. Number 4, Office of the Human Resources and Administrative Manager, Staff Director for Personnel and Administration. So siya ang Principal Staff Assistant sa General Manager or sa Security Director para sa planning o mga supervising matters sa activities pertaining sa personal management and miscellaneous administrative function such as personal strengths, replacement, discipline, law and order, moral and personal services, personal procedures, interior management, and personal advisor. Fifth is Office of the Operations Manager, Staff Director for Operations. So, kanina office is the principal staff sa operations, training, intelligence, and investigation. 6 is Office of the Finance. This office is principally concerned. So, ang kaning Office of the Finance is concerned siya naga responsibility sa pag-budgeting, mga finance, if na may activities siya mag-budget, mag-manage sa mga gastuson, mga expenses. Mao sila nga mga offices sa mga accounting, credit and collection, mga bookkeeping, billing, payroll ug mga disbursing.
Module 3, Lesson 3.5, Professional Conduct and Ethics of Security Guards. Concept: Professional conduct and ethics of security guards. As with other professions, security personnel also are guided by their profession's conduct and ethics in the performance of their duties. Ethics are stipulated in Section 1 to 3, Rule number 8 of the RA 5487. 1. Security Guard Creed, Code of Ethics, and Code of Conduct. All members of PSA and Private Detective Agency, CSF, GSU shall strictly observe their creed, Code of Ethics and Code of Conduct.
So, the security also have the Code and Ethics or the Professional Conduct and Ethics of Security Guards. So, like sa other profession, security guard or personnel kay also they are guided by their profession's conduct and ethics for their performance of their respective duties under section 1 to 3 rule number 10 of the Republic Act 5487. So the security guard creed, code of ethics, and code of conduct must be all members of private security agencies and private detective agencies and CSF or the GSU that should strictly observe their creed or dapat ilang obserbahan ilang creed, must observe ilang creed o ilang code of ethics and code of conduct. Security guards creeds. As a security guard, my fundamental duty is to protect lives and property and maintain order within the vicinity or my place of duty. Protect the interests of my employer and our clients and the security and stability of our government and country without compromise and prejudice. Honest in my actions, words and thought, and do my best to uphold the principle of makadiyos, makabayan, at makatao. So, as a security guard, ilang fundamental duty is to protektahan ang ilahang ang mga establishments or protect lives or mga tao na naa silahang area o i-maintain nila ang order sa ilahang within their vicinity or sa ilahang place duty o iprotektahan nila ang interest sa mga clients, employer o i-maintain ang security stability of their government na wala without compromise and prejudice o honest silahang action silahang mga words careful silang mga words and thought o ilahang i-uphold ang ilang principle na maka Diyos, makabayan at makatao. Next is ethical standard. So as a security guard or detective, iyang fundamental duty is serve to serve ang interest sa ilaha or mission sa ilahang agency o compliance sa pod sa kontrata nga ilang gi deal sa clients nila or sa customer sa agency. O dapat he is honest in thoughts and deeds, both his personal and official actuations, o obeying the laws of the land and regulation prescribed by his agencies. O he shall not reveal any confidential information confided to him as a security guard and such other matters imposed upon him by law. So dapat dili niya ang ipang reveal ang mga confidential information na mga information na importante nga gi-impose siya sa by law. D. He shall act at all times with decorum and shall not permit personal feelings, prejudices, and undue friendship to influence his actuation while in the performance of his official functions. So dapat at all times na siya sa proper decorum and dapat siya di siya magkuhan og mga personal feelings, mga prejudices o kana mga dili dapat na amigohon or mga friendship dili dapat makipag friendship ato nga maka-influence sa iyang duty or maka-apekto sa iyang performance while nag-duty. Next is he shall carry out his assigned duties as required by law to the best of his ability and shall safeguard life and property the best of the establishment he is assigned to. So iyang i-carry out ang assigned yun nga duties as required sa law as best siyang makaya niya or sa best niya and safeguard niya ang life, mga tao o mga property na kuan sa establishment na asa kung asa siya na-assign. Next is he shall wear his uniform, badge, patches, and insignia properly as a symbol of public trust and confidence as an honest and trustworthy security guard and private detectives. So dapat niya suoton yang always his yang uniform during his duties, yung mga badge patches para as a symbol of public trust or confidence. Next is he shall keep his allegiance first to the government he is assigned to serve with loyalty in utmost dedication. So dapat loyal siya pero may siyang superior sa government kung asa siya na-assign. He shall diligently and progressively familiarize himself with the rules and regulation laid down by his agency and those of customer or clients. So dapat naga-improve siya bisag gina-familiarize niya ang mga rules o regulation na ikuan sa iyang agency o kuban pa nga kuan sa iyang customer. Next is he shall at all times be courteous, respectful, and salute his superior officers and government officials and officials of the establishment where he is assigned in the company he is supposed to serve. So dapat respectful siya sa iyang mga superior, musalot siya as a respect o sa mga uban pa na mga public mga government officials or officials silang establishment. Next is he shall report for duty always in proper uniform and neat in his appearance. So dapat permanente siya mo report siyang duty with naka-proper uniform. He shall learn at heart and strictly observe the laws and regulation governing the use of firearms. So dapat hindi mag-duty siya, ginamahal niya yung trabaho with heart and nag-observe po siya sa mga bag-o na mga rules and regulations, especially sa pag-govern sa paggamit sa use of firearm. Code of conduct. A. He shall carry with him at all times so dapat permanente niya dala. He always carry his license as an identification card and mga yan duty detail order with an authority to carry firearms. So dapat yung ginadala niya permanente mga detail order o mga para na siya authority to carry firearms. He shall not use his license and privileges to the prejudice of the public and the client or customer in his agency. So dapat dili abusuhan yung licenses o mga privileges o gamiton niya sa pag-prejudice sa public or sa iyang client or customer o sa iyang agency. He shall not engage in any unnecessary conversation with anybody except in the discharge of his work and shall at all times keep himself alert during his tour of duty. So dapat dili siya engage of any mga unnecessary conversation sa mga naaba siya mga customer or mga with anybody except sa pag-discharge na siya siyang duty. And while during siyang duty dapat all times permanente siya always siya alert during siyang duty. He shall not read newspaper, magazine, books, etc. while actually performing his duty. So dapat dili siya basa-basa og dyaryo og mga magazines or books while during siyang time siyang duty. Dapat always siya alert o naga-observe. He shall not drink any intoxicating liquor immediately before and during his tour of duty. Immediately before. So dapat dili siya inom og ilimnon or mga di siya before bago siya mo duty or during siyang duty. He shall know the location of the alarm box near his post and sound the alarm in case of fire disorder. So dapat kabalo siya sa mga location siya mga alarm or alarm box ba kanang dol siyang post para if in case na fire disorder is dali ra siya maka activate sa alarm. He shall know how to operate any fire extinguisher at his post. So dapat mo to pag siya na mabilin siyang post or night shift siya wala lang tao siya rin nabilin sa area or sa establishment, then ay fire, so kabalo siyang magamit sa fire extinguisher. You shall know how She shall know the location of the telephone and or telephone number of the police precinct, as well as the telephone number of the fire station in the locality. So dapat kabalo po siya sa gibutang ang mga telephone, or kabalo po siya sa telephone number sa police o sa telephone number sa fire station, if in case nga kuha madali siya makakuha tawag. Next is, he shall immediately notify the police in case of any sign of disorder, strike, riot, or any serious violation of the law. So, if na may strike, riot, or any serious violation of the law, he shall immediately notify niya ang police or manawag siya og police. He or his group or guards shall not participate or integrate any disorder, strike, riot, or any serious violation of the law. Dapat siya or kung naman siya grupo or sila doon siyang kauban na guards, dapat dili sila engage or ma-involve or mag-participate sa mga any disorder, strike, mga riot, or mga violation sa law. He or he shall assist the police in the preservation and maintenance of peace and order, and in the protection of life, property, having in mind that the nature of his responsibilities is similar to that of the latter. So dapat iyang i-assist ang police pa sa pag preserve sa or pag-maintain sa peace and order. Same sila sa same na sa police na mag-protect sa life of property. He shall familiarize himself with the Private Security Agency Law, the Republic Act 5487, as amended in the PNP SAG SD, implementing rules and regulation. Dapat familiarize siya sa Private Security Agency Law, which is the Republic Act 5487, o mga rules nag-implement siya PNP SAG SD. When issued a pass, he should not lend his pass to anybody. So if na siya isuhan na siya og pass, dapat dili niya kuan pod or share or pahiram ba ana. Next is, he shall always in proper uniform, and shall always carry with him his basic requirements and equipment such as writing notebook, ballpen, nightstick or baton, and or radio. So during his duty, always proper uniform and carry ang mga basic requirements or equipment such as mga notebook, ballpen, mga baton or nightstick, o mga communication radio ana. He shall endeavor at all times to merit and be worthy of the trust and confidence of the agency he represent in the clients he serves. So dapat kuan gyapon siya kanang active siya sa iyang duty, as worthy po siya sa trust o confidence sa kuan siyang agency, na siya ang representative sa iyang agency or kanang client niyang gina-serve. Siya na-assign na. So general orders, the 11 GOs. First is to take charge of the post and all company properties in view. So kung asa ka na-assign na post, ikaw ang charge ana tanan ng mga responsibility, ikaw ang nagakuan, ikaw ang obligation ana. So dapat all company properties in view, on tanan mga company properties. To walk during his tour of duty in a military manner, keeping always on the alert and observing everything that takes place within sight or hearing. So dapat to work, mag-rubing siya, mag-check siya every kuan ba ana in a military manner, and keeping always siya alert, nag-observe siya sa mga everything na kuan siyang pananaw or naman siya madungog to repeat all calls from posts more distant from the guardhouse where I am stationed. So dapat naga-communicate sila permanently sa ihang station ana to report all violation of orders I am instructed to enforce. So i-report niya ang atong mga violations na nag-violate siya mga gi-instruct na i-enforce. To quit my number 5, to quit my post only when properly relieved. So aya ra siya mo quit siya ang post pag properly naka-proper na siya relieve or para di siya maawol on sa ba. To receive, obey, and pass on to the relieving guard all orders from company officers or officials, supervisor, post in charge, or shift leaders. So ma-receive niya ang katong orders o iya rin tong i-obey or i-pass sa relieving guard tanan orders gikan sa company officers or mga official or silang supervisors or post in charge or shift leaders to talk to one except in line of duty. So to talk to one except in line of duty, ikay dili siya mag-entertain og sige entertain og daghan na tao, isa lang yung istoryahan, dili siya mag-story about sa iyahang duty. To sound or call the alarm in case of fire or disorder. So iyang i-activate ang alarm if in case of fire or disorders. To call the officer in any not covered by instructions. So matawag siya siyang supervisor or kuan niya superior if naman dili covered sa instructions. To salute all company officials, superiors, and agency ranking. Muna siya is masalute siya tanan company officials, superiors niya, mga ranking public officials, especially also sa mga armed forces of the Philippines o mga integrated national police. To be especially watchful at night and during at the time of challenging, to challenge all persons on or near my post and to allow no one to pass or loiter without proper authority. So dapat productive siya sa ang duty, watchful kay siya, nag-observe, alert, especially pag nasaan siya night shift o i-challenge na ang mga persons na suspicious na nag-observe sila ang kuan. Wala siya allow na makaagi during if night shift or sarado na ang establishment. Walay without the proper authority. And next is security agency operator's grid. So as a security agency operator, my fundamental duty is to serve the interests of my clientele and my security guard. Protect. So ang security agency operator's grid is dapat ilahang fundamental duty is to serve ang interest sa ilang kliyente or sa security guard o protektahan niya ang interest sa government o ginasunod niya ang mga kipang instructions or mga pag-conduct sa mga business without prejudices o pag-compromise sa mga sa human rights o i-uphold niya ang or mag-abide siya sa rules o sa law na giset sa government of conducting the business. Ethical standard as a licensed PSA CSF, it shall be its prime concern to share with other licensed agencies and company security forces the burden of responsibility in upholding the integrity and trust of the private security profession at all times. In discharging this responsibility, its officials shall endeavor to fulfill their professional duties in accordance with the highest moral principles, always conforming to the precepts of truth, fairness, and justice. So dapat ang mga PSA, CSF ng primary concerns with other licensed agencies and company security forces is i-uphold nila ang mga integrity o trust sa ilahang as a reputation sa ilahang organization. So endeavor to fulfill the professional duties accordance with the highest moral principles. So dapat ningkamot sila na i-fulfill lang mga uh, ilang mga professional duties in accordance sa highest principles, always confirming to the precepts of truth, fairness, and justice. Contribute to the national welfare by securing and preserving industrial facilities of the country through competent guarding services. So by preserving industrial facilities or through silang competent guarding services is makakontribute sila sa silang national welfare. Promote the well-being of security guard through adequate wages and other emoluments. With faith and diligence perform their contractual obligation for the protection of life, limb, and property. Constantly endeavor to raise quality standards of private security services. Continuously work with and assist the law enforcement agencies in the preservation of peace and order in the country. Code of conduct. They shall at all times adhere to professional ethics and refrain from practices that negate the best interests of the private security service industry. So dapat sila all times na nagasunod sa professional ethics o mga practices na sa interest sa private security service industry na makaayo sa interest. They shall always consider that unity in the profession is vital and paramount for the attainment of common objectives. So